We'll be starting soon. Here we go! We'll be starting soon. We'll be starting soon. We'll be starting soon. Here we go! Hey everyone, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Welcome to the Hedgehog Zone.
I'm your lead host, Luis.
I'm X.
I'm Houston.
Julie from the P.
What's up, y'all? It's Paul.
Peter here.
It's Luke.
I'm TN.
This is Riders. Trying to go for a little bit of controversy here, so I think I'm gonna choose the least.
I guess I'm going to say Rouge the Bat.
As you know, Rouge is my girl. She can cuff me any day of the week.
For the Chaos Emerald to have an origin story.
Knuckles' game where he goes back in the past.
Sonic Adventure was a game with a lot of firsts.
Welcome, friends.
You're into the X Zone!
Coming to YouTube channel near you. The end.
Welcome, Sonic fans, to the Hedgehog Zone Live. We're excited to be back here after a weekend that we took off last week. And I'm excited to be back here because it's been like a little over 2 weeks since I've been on a live show here. But really excited to welcome all of our guests that we have here today. So we're going to be doing some more artwork sharing and a little bit of collection sharing over with Jeff, who you might all be familiar with if you've been tuning into our live shows recently too. So should be an interesting mix today with art and collections as well. So let me go ahead then and first start by introducing our artists tonight. First, I'm going to go here in the screen order. Let's go over to you, Sophia. Welcome to the Hedgehog Zone.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And next, let's go over to you, Bits. Welcome to the Hedgehog Zone.
Yeah, hi. First time being invited to one of these, so it's real honor to be a part of this.
Awesome. And next, let's go over to Shady. Welcome to the Hedgehog Zone.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Cool. And again, as I mentioned earlier, welcome back to the live show, Jeff. How's it going?
It's going very well.
Cool. And I think he just left out. Luke, welcome to a live show, Luke. All right, I think he's probably trying to figure out his audio there.
He said in chat he can't hear anyone.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go back to you. Let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Axe from our Hedgehog Zone team. How's it going, Axe?
Hi.
I know you're pretty happy you don't have to be a host today, right?
Yeah.
Gives you a break, but gotta say though, shout out to Axe. For those of you who didn't see the last live that we had about 2 weeks ago, he actually hosted the first live show that he's ever hosted, where they had a couple of really amazing voiceover artists. So if you haven't seen that show, it was probably our longest show ever, and I wasn't even on it, so that was really interesting. So go check that out if you haven't seen it. It was really cool. Just hearing different voices and all that too. So go check it out. Again, it's all over our socials and on our YouTube page as well. I think we got Luke back. Luke, you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you now. I was just kind of looking at my phone and I was wondering why I haven't heard anything. I wonder if we started, and it turned out we had. My sound wasn't working.
Oh, okay. Well, it's working now. All good. So perfect.
Yeah.
By the way, also thank you to the people who are leaving comments too. I see we got Gio coming back on the show. Hey, Gio, how's it going? So great stuff there as well. Also, for all of those of you who aren't familiar with us, if it's your first time tuning in, we do also have a podcast, hence, right, the name of the Hedgehog Zone podcast. This is just our live show portion of it. And if you want to listen to that podcast, just search for the Hedgehog Zone wherever you listen to podcasts or wherever you listen to music. There's a good likelihood that they too also have a podcast. You can also visit the link there on your screen, and it'll actually send you to a page where it shows some of the platforms we're on. So a really quick and easy way to be able to actually access those as well. So go feel free to check that out. And thank you so much to everyone who's listened to all the episodes there that we've had as of late too. And we are working on putting the next episode up soon. So don't worry that's a work in progress. We're going to get that. I know it's been 2 weeks, but trust me, we have plenty of podcasts in line ready for y'all. Also, if you're not following us yet on our social media, we invite you to do so. You can find us at the Hedgehog Zone on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for the Hedgehog Zone podcast. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to the YouTube. We're at about 110 subscribers last I checked. So really happy that we hit that 100 subscriber milestone and really excited for what's ahead. And our very own Axe here has a lot in mind. And as you guys saw with that trailer, which was made by Axe as well, that we played earlier, we have even more great things coming on there too. And so subscribe to find out when those videos get posted there as well. Also, if you are on Discord, we invite you to join our Discord channel. You can find that in the live show comments. We're going to be sharing them as the live show goes on. And you can also find it pinned on Twitter and Facebook. So go check that out. Join the community there. Everyone on our team is on there, and we have more and more people joining by the day. So thank you so much to everyone who is joining there. And again, feel free to join in on the conversations and on all the channels that we have there on as well. Cool. Also, if you have any Sonic artwork that you'd like to share on here on the show, feel free to send us a message on Facebook or Twitter, again at the Hedgehog Zone, and we'll actually share your artwork here on the screen when time permits. So feel free to do that because we also want you to participate on the show as well. So feel free to send us that message. Cool. Well, let's go ahead then and get started with, we'll get started with someone sharing their art, and then we'll have Axe do his very popular segment where as you all know, if you've tuned in the past, he has people draw, or I should say, guest draw a particular moment in Sonic history and see if they get it right. So always fun to go through those activities too. So we'll go ahead and do that once we get our first guest here sharing their artwork. And so with that being said, Bits, how do you feel about going first, since I know you already had your screen shared?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Okay. Are you all good? All set?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to go ahead then and have your screen here. All right. And if it doesn't show there on the screen, I think if it doesn't show, it might just be showing the folder.
Oh,
So
sorry. Sorry, got it. Hold on, let me just get that.
Yeah, but you could unshare and then go back on there, and then it should let you share just the photo viewer.
Right.
As well. Shout out to everyone who's leaving us comments here.
All right, are we good now?
Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're good now. All right.
All right. So, it's my first time doing one of these. What's the sort of stuff that? What kind of discussion do we have to get going?
Oh, okay. Yeah, feel free to let us know anything you want to about your artwork and any like history behind each of the different pieces, and we'll make our own comments too as well. So, but we'll let you do the talking.
Oh, all right, sure. Let's see. I suppose I would start with Sonic being a part of me since about 2007-ish. I had experience with the little blue guys way back when Adventure Sonic the Hedgehog was shown on the TV screens. And I distinctly remember one of my first experiences with the video game series being the opening screen / title screen for Sonic and Knuckles. Although at the time it wasn't something I could afford, but I only really started investing time in doing artwork around when Sonic Heroes first premiered. And it was through that I pretty much got the channel for inspiration for not only official fan art, but also expanding out into my own universe as well. And I've taken inspiration as well from, say, monsters from back in the 90s in the day for Pokemon and Digimon and such. And that's also had a say in how I end up going about the art pieces I do today. So, to start off with the what I've got to share here, this was a character that I came up with, say, later on 2019. A vulture, someone who's on the bad guy side. He's capable of putting together robots. A lot of them are Eggman robots. As you repurpose. Oh, thank you. And this is another concept of him. Say what Sonic was to the Werehog. If I ended up giving him Dark Eye energy, this is what he would probably look like. And this is just one of the many things that I do with like my enjoyment. I like to do an even share off between my own OCs as well as virtual Sonic fan art. It's just really enjoyable to get to the experience of putting your own your own twists and such into something that you love to put together.
Oh, that's cool.
What else? Oh yeah. Aside from the games as well, the other, actually, the one that truly kickstarted me taking artwork seriously was way back in the Archie days. Like, have to massively give credit to around the tenure when Tracy Yardley and Ian Flynn first made it a name for themselves way back in Sonic the Hedgehog 160. And yeah, it was they provided a real breath of fresh air, I think, for the narrative of the comics, and I think we also have them to thank for how IDW is right now.
Ooh, that's cool.
Another character that I made up. We don't really have any characters who are, say, invested in the medical field, so I came up with this character who is a aspiring researcher in the Chaos Energy Department, but instead of looking into super forms and such, he looks for healing applications. And this piece was a very fun one to put together around last October. I tried to get as many people involved in it as I could, whilst also keeping relatively safe for my drawing hand. Getting all of these OCs put together as how would you say, working staff of the Eggman Empire.
So I'm curious, how long did it take for you to do this drawing with so many characters in one?
It took me a whole month. I think it was about a character per day, I think, if I recall correctly.
Oh, wow.
It was quite the undertaking, but I'm still one of the pieces I'm pretty proud of. I think moving forward as well. And this was the one that was prior to that one. Basically, a whole bunch of electric user OCs. And this is my idea of a mock IDW cover. This one could do a bit of a touch-up, but I think there's something to be said about the layout and the colors how I put into this, so I still feel pretty good about it. Oh, this is one of my recent ones. Initially, it was going to be a kiss challenge meme where you kiss characters in different ways, but I ended up retrofitting it for the Sonic 30 challenge. This one's another of my OC characters. Earth Elemental User. Manipulate rocks, grow plants. Someone from Blaze's Dimension, as you could see from the gem on their forehead. And this is one of my mermaid pieces. One for Sally. This one's another popular one. Mermaid Blaze. And of course, Mermaid Rouge. And we have Whisper with her Wisps companions.
Great, especially with Sonic Colors Ultimate coming out.
Yep, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing those little guys again.
Yeah.
This was a little challenge thing that I did. Basically, I took an outfit from a music video and incorporated it into my characters, which you could say is my Sonic Sona. She's called Honey, as like from just like the how my username usually goes by. And if no one's aware, the character we know as Tom from the Sonic movie has also shown in this one as Prince Edward. If no one's known about that yet. Oh, and we have Pirate Base here. I would have been neat to have like showcased this around the time Sonic Dash introduced its Shadow and Sonic costumes. Oh, another recent one here. for the hidden challenge. Would be nice to see more of the chaotics. They're personally one of my more favorite, aesthetically speaking, character designs. Um, just all different builds, different species. I live for that stuff.
That's cool
And
because you don't see that many SPO artwork, or at least I haven't seen that many. I think SPO doesn't really get too much attention.
yeah, it's a shame. Really. There's this whole Japanese aspect that's really unexplored. We don't see enough of that guy. And this one's I only really completed recently, just about a few
Ooh.
hours ago.
Oh wow.
I'm not sure if there are any people out there who do remember that Amy did in fact know about Sonic through her tarot reading cards. So, one little fact there as well. And this is what my headcanon is for how the dynamic will be for Sonic 2, since technically these three are meeting each other for the first time. So, it'll be really cool to see them maybe just once do the little Sonic Heroes throwback.
They really should, right? It makes
Yep.
sense.
And this character is AI inspired, just like from the Archie's Nicole Lynx look. This one is a Ghost Girl AI.
Oh.
And that's about all I have to share for the time being that I feel up to talking about. There's definitely quite a few more to be shown, but this is all I got for the time being.
No, that's really cool. I mean, it's really amazing. You mixed in really great looking OCs, and also, of course, some of the characters that we all know as well. So yeah, really cool stuff.
All right, thank you. And I'll gladly go on to do more, hopefully in the next years to come.
Yeah, especially with the new games and maybe new characters, right? We don't know, but yeah, a lot of stuff coming out as we all saw with the announcements too. So cool. Well, again, thank you for sharing that too.
All right.
Awesome. Well, Axe, if you're still there, Axe, do you have your topic in mind that you want to actually share with everyone so we can get people drawing?
Okay, so let me think. I'm going to give maybe a few words of description for the artist to try and figure out what to draw here. And after I give you the description, you can ask me for 3 more descriptions. But wait, how many people are drawing here today?
I will attempt something.
I will also try the challenge.
Okay, well, those 3 extra hints will count for like all 3 of you. So like if one of you uses all 3 of those hints, that's it for the whole group. So
okay.
But yeah, so the hints that I'm going to give you are going to be super vague. So if it's hard to guess like what I'm talking about, that's fine. I just want you to draw whatever comes to your mind. Just
Okay,
think of something.
So we don't guess first. We draw it, and then you'll reveal what it is after you see the drawings.
Yes, exactly. It's been funny in the past so far that I've seeing people either figure it out because it's super obvious or have a hard time figuring it out because like basically all the hints I gave them like were too vague. But either way, everyone came up with something good. And but yeah, so the description I'm going to give you so far is that this character never walks.
All right.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. This character is not. I'm trying to think. How should I say this? He's evil. There we go.
Okay.
He's evil and he doesn't walk. And he's ugly.
Okay.
All right.
And he does not look like a piñata. I just want to clarify that. So yeah. That's a super weird description, but yeah,
My
there's
brain is doing dial-up noises.
it's okay. You have 3 more guesses.
So, quick question, Exodus. Does it have to be like a quick sketch, or does it have to be like artwork?
Well, you see, the thing is that like a lot of times we don't always have time to like draw like a masterpiece. So you can do a quick
Right.
sketch if you want to, or you can aim to
Oh,
do
okay, gotcha.
something really incredibly detailed. But the thing is that you don't know this. I'm trying to decide if yeah. Sorry, I had a timer set. I was going to try and figure out like if we should just have like a set time, or if we should just like reveal it whenever. Because before we were just revealing it like surprise, time's up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if we should do a specific set timer so that way everybody knows exactly how much time they have this time.
Okay.
Luis?
Yeah, if you guys are okay with that, everyone join.
Yeah.
You could set, yeah,
You
we
know
can set
what I
up time.
just suggested?
What was that?
I was saying, do you think that they should have a set timer, or do you think that I should like just do like what I did before, and just kind of like surprise them with when we reveal it?
I like the idea of a timer. You know, if everyone's okay with that,
Well, that
but
way
reasonable time, of
Alright,
course.
good,
Right?
yeah.
Okay,
I'm good with it.
How much time does everybody think that they should have?
Maybe I would say maybe like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh.
I promise you might need more time than that.
Oh, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, let's go with 5 minutes first and see how it goes.
All right.
All right.
I like a challenge anyway.
Yeah, because 2 or 3 minutes, I've done that before with others, and like me personally, just outside of the podcast, and that it's never been enough time to do like anything properly, even when I have the idea. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give you guys 5 minutes. So that'll start now, and again, three. You can ask me for more hints, but only 3 more, and that's for the whole group.
Actually,
Specific are we allowed to ask?
What's
Wait,
up,
the
Louis?
hints are set.
Luis?
I was gonna say actually that let's give them 10 minutes, and Jeff, if you're okay, we could use this time for you to share your collections.
Absolutely.
That way we don't interrupt Jeff like just out of just nowhere. So you guys will get 10 minutes. We'll
makes
do.
more sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but Shady, you had a question too. I think actually I missed it.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure about, because you said we have 2 more hints. Are the hints like us being allowed to ask specific questions about which character this is, or are the hints just like set and we just get whatever he's come up with beforehand?
No, you can ask specific questions. Just don't ask me like who the character is, of course. But you can ask anything about the character. You can ask what. I'm trying to decide if I should let you ask me what game they're from, but I feel like that'll make it super obvious. But I'll go ahead and allow it for now.
Okay.
Because it's already really vague.
Yeah, so are they from like a TV show or?
No, it's from a game.
Oh, it's from a game. Okay.
Well, I hope I don't blow this for everyone, but I'm going to ask the last hint.
Well, you had 3 total, so you have 2 more left.
Oh, okay. Does this character use a specific kind of weapon?
No.
I'm gonna have to restart this whole sketch.
So while we're waiting on that, you guys can go ahead and start the collections thing. Luis.
I think you're muted.
Okay, yeah, it was gonna happen. So before we actually move on to you, Jeff, now that Luke is not here, we have another guest co-host who's gonna be on here, and it's a familiar voice, quote unquote, right, with the double meaning there too. Sonic Speed News, who you guys heard in the past live show. Hey, Sonic Speed.
Oh, hey, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. All right,
Hello.
cool. So we're gonna go ahead then and let you, Jeff, take over so you can actually share all your amazing collections.
All right. Well, we are in the anniversary countdown for Sonic, so I thought sharing anniversary merch would be a good thing. And first thing I wanted to show was this guy from I believe it was the 20th anniversary of the franchise. I couldn't believe this is a nice find. And I have not taken it out of the box. I was actually kind of surprised to have found it in the box the way I did. And this is actually, I believe this is actually from Japan. There's almost no English writing on it, with very few exception. And I'm hearing a lot of feedback, by the way, just so everybody knows.
Think if okay, it got fixed.
All right, there we go. And then I was able to pick up the 25th anniversary, and I'm hoping they come out with something like this for the 30th. But so we've got two major anniversary items. They haven't been taken out of the box. I'm not sure in my current living situation that I want to do that yet, because I'd want a more permanent spot for them. And the boxes are in relatively good condition besides, so for how old they are. And let's see. I know those were the quick things. I don't remember if I showed this or not, but we got to go a little bit. Well, I guess not really a little. This is really old school, but we got ourselves a Soap Shoes Sonic.
Oh.
What is this? I forget who this was by. It's the one that has that platform that you can stick it on. But
Soap shoes?
Yeah, but there's a platform like
a rail?
Yeah, well, like a boost pad almost.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, and you were able to stick these on. I couldn't find the boost pad. This actually came in a huge set that somebody was selling off, and I was able to grab a whole set from them. Where I was also able to grab the Werehog, which this is heavy. This is like holy crap. This has got weight. I don't want to get in a fight with somebody and have them chuck this thing at me, because there will be damage.
It looks like a statue a little bit.
What's that?
I said it looks like a statue a little bit.
I know, right? But it's a figure. It's an actual figure. So I believe this was Jazzwares, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was Jazzwares at the time that was doing the Sonic Unleashed merchandise.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. It's like, and I look at some of the Jazzwares stuff that they've made other than this, and it's like quite a bit frailer than this. This feels like this will never break unless you intentionally break it. Which I don't want to be around you if you intentionally break something, Sonic, because there will be blood, but you know. And then I'm going to tell you, I work near a comic shop, and it's becoming a treasure trove. Through a series of moves, I lost all of my games and my GameCube. They were a lot of it was stolen from me. Some of it was lost in a move where I had to put stuff into a storage unit, and I couldn't get to it in time before it got liquidated out and sold out. But so that's unfortunate. I didn't have a lot of Sonic stuff in that. I think I had a couple of comics, but that was about it. But near and dear to me, because I had a GameCube at one time, and I had this when it was out, when it originally came out, but I was able to pick out the GameCube version of Sonic DX at my local comic shop. And and I'm going to tell you, this game back in the day was played so much. If you could wear out a disc, had I played it anymore, I would have. And actually, I have played the Dreamcast version of it. It was the first one I played. My friend of mine, way back in the day, was a game console collector, and he had a Dreamcast, and he had Sonic Adventure on it. I had no idea that it had even gone from the old style gaming to that, and I was like, wow, really? Okay, can I play this? He's like, yeah, go for it. And that was the rest of the time, and he's like, are we ever gonna go anywhere? I'm like, no, Sonic, go away. He's like, all right. Then we bought the GameCube together, and I saw that copy sitting in old EB Games when it was still a thing here in the States, and I picked it up, and now I have been able to replace that copy. I am working slowly on rebuilding my old game collection. It's just trying to track them all down at this point, because some of them are getting a little bit rarer than others, and a little bit harder to find, and a little bit harder to find at a good price.
I could agree with you on that one. I'm also trying to recollect all the Sonic games as well.
Oh yeah, I need to get my hands on a Genesis. That's essentially where it all started for me. Is because I don't know how old everybody here is, but I'm old. I just turned 41 in April, and so I was 11 when the franchise was introduced. So I've been alive the entire time. I remember going over to a friend's house years and years ago, playing the very first Sonic game ever made. And he later, so that was back in 91, he later in 94 gifted me that same Sega Genesis. And by the time he had gifted it to me, he had both the first two Sonic games on, and never did get to play 3 and Knuckles. But that was another game I almost wore out playing. Which we all know those cartridges can be worn out.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly, I was never able to get my hands on a Genesis. I do plan to one day, though.
They're hard to come by. They're hard to come by. I'm hoping it would be nice if Sega would do, even though they're not doing consoles, straight up new consoles. It would be nice to see them be like, hey, we're going to do this as a classic collection, so you can play all of those old games again on the original console. They must have the all of the information they need to rebuild them. So why not do it as a classic collection?
Yeah, that would make a great collection too. I mean, a great item for the collection. My bad.
So, for now, I don't want to take up all the time. I want to give everybody else a chance.
So how's your time looking, Axe? I think we're almost at the 10-minute, or maybe we already are at the 10-minute mark.
You're asking how is the 10 minutes looking?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's still 10 minutes, so I guess however much time is left since we started.
Oh wait, you didn't have the timer then?
I mean, I'm drawing too. I thought you had the timer.
Oh, I heard your alarm in the background, so I assumed that there was.
No, I think we have about like 4 minutes left.
All right, Jeff, you can keep going if you'd like, just to give everyone a little more chance. I could see bits. I could see your screen actually here in the background too. I know you're still working on it, so yeah, we'll let them spend a little more time on them.
All right.
If you don't mind me asking, I want to know more about that Eggman in the background.
I'm assuming him.
Yeah.
So Eggman, I actually found him in a pawn shop.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh, I still have the price tag for $9.99. I thought I took that off. It's a little scuffed up, but I believe this was.
Oh, he's got a wiggly
I
arm.
think Sonic snuck in and broke his arm. So anyway, I think this is Resaurus. Nope, Toy Island.
Toy Island.
Oh.
So yeah, I found this in a pawn shop near where I was living at the time, and they didn't get much, but they got some. I've got a one of the RC Jet, the Hawk up above me. I wish I had a bigger pan so you can see the whole scope of what I've got, but they get stuff every once in a great while, and it's usually not in the greatest condition. But hey, you know what? It doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get it. I mean, I would have liked it in more mint condition, but these are really old, and probably the vast majority of the things that were marketed back then got played with. So I don't look at this as being old and damaged. I looked at this as having brought enjoyment to somebody's life before they ended up moving on to wherever it ended up. So, you know, I'm okay with a little bit of scuffing when I think of it from that direction.
Gio makes a good comment. Eggman in a pawn shop, that's a good idea for a show. And then we got Lord Dukester saying, on this episode of Pawn Stars, Eggman sells his broken badniks.
Yeah, right. I am not entirely sure how well that would go over in that pawn shop. They'd be like, dude, give us something that we can use, something that works. Probably give them like a 5-cent offer on it.
Yeah.
So have you started on the 30th anniversary collection yet?
No, I have not. The problem for me is that I work at. I actually really don't care if people know where I work or the company I work for. I work as a clerk for 7-Eleven right now, and you don't get paid a whole lot. However, they have me working a 48-hour week this week, so that's a lot of overtime. Plus, you're getting holiday pay because I do work tomorrow for the holiday. So I'm going to take that money and I'm going to pre-buy some of this other stuff. Like I definitely want the Colors remaster that's coming out. Plus that keychain. I actually had wanted that keychain when it was originally released for the movie, but it didn't come out this way. It was a Japan only. At least it looked like that's what it looked like to me. So that's a great opportunity to get that. I definitely want the new playset that's coming out, and I see that's up for pre-buy on Amazon. I don't know where else. I'm a little jealous of what's coming out in Japan for merch because like they have I don't know if you watched the longer version of what we got, that 12-minute Sonic Central that we got is actually about an hour long or more in Japan, and they've got like this beautiful watch that they're putting out that I want in the worst way. And it's just like it doesn't appear to be available here. So it's like it's kind of the same concept with the things that are released in the UK. We don't get it unless we know somebody.
This episode is sponsored by NordVPN.
Wait, you're sponsored by that? I thought you guys were sponsored by Lord Shadow Legends.
Well, I was thinking of something relevant to what we were talking about, but
my bad.
Because he said it was
Shade
available.
Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I could get a proxy in Japan and get some of this stuff. I don't. It's I don't know how you do that.
I think I don't know. You know all these different sponsors everyone has now. I think that it was. I don't even know if I said the right thing. I was thinking of the whatever it is that was supposed to let you like say that you're from another country or something like that, so you can go ahead and buy the stuff.
Yeah, and then they see the address it's being sent to, and they're like, "What? Okay."
You're shipping it as a gift. What's the problem?
Yeah, see, there you go. It's a gift to me. If I could ever get a hold of it, I mean, I showed this show to Sonic over here for the figure. If I could ever get a hold of it and want to put myself in debt for a few years doing it, the plush of Soap Shoe Sonic, so hard to find. I've only seen it once up for sale, and I didn't have money for it at the time, or else I would have grabbed it.
Tomas is actually saying they're only making 3,000 of those Japanese watch. So yeah, if you really want to get it, yeah, get on it too right away.
Wait, let's see. Let's do some research here. Yeah, no, that makes sense that it would be a limited run, honestly. Because it is a collector's item. They're gonna want to have that a little bit on the scarce side.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if I can figure it out, I don't know if I ever showed this. I got to do a screen share, and I got to figure this out because.
Okay. Bits, if you want to stop sharing your screen, just because I think.
Sure.
Oh yeah, if you want, yeah, just have Jeff then take over the screen there.
I've been listening while I work on the prompts, and I think there is I swear I've heard something like this. It's kind of like if you want merch that's only available in Japan, I think there's some sort of app or service where you can pay someone in Japan to buy it and then ship it to you.
Yep. That I've heard them referred to as proxies. So it's a group of people who work for different companies that will do that for you. It's just I don't know how to get a hold of them. Is my problem.
I see.
All right. Let's see. On a good computer. If only I had a good computer. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully that's coming soon. My God, I'll actually spend money on something that's not Sonic. It's amazing.
And by the way, thank you for being an inspiration to the rest of us who don't make a lot of money. And because a lot of people, I'm sure, are probably thinking, how do you even, how can you afford to, have all these collectibles if you don't make a lot of money? And then it's like, well, you don't need to, I guess. And it's fine.
Okay. How do I... Oh, I see. Share window. Got it.
So Tomas actually suggesting a website for you. Actually, Jeff he said you need a proxy website. The best I recommend is zenmarket.com. He says he buys all his Japanese stuff using that website. So
got it. So I think I figured this out. So yes, so I am actually a crafter as well. I crochet. Oh God, I closed it. What did I do?
It's there. It's there.
I've never done this thing before.
It's the emeralds. Nice.
So yes, I went looking for emerald patterns to see if somebody had created, within the crochet community, chaos emeralds in a granny square form. No one had. So I was like, okay, well, you know what? Somebody does now. So I actually created chaos emeralds and put them in granny square form. It wasn't hard, but it took me about 3 days to figure out how to do it and make it look right. And I created this blanket based off of that. Of course, using all the colors. I don't know why there's gray in there. I know that's not right. I think it's just the picture that's doing that because there's definitely no gray in there.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, I thought there was something. I thought it was more of a green color, but maybe I don't know. But I decided to do all the 7 of the Chaos Emeralds, and then build them up off this bottom of the shoe, and represent each color from bottom to top that appears in Sonic. So it's almost like he's streaking by all 7 emeralds.
This is actually amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I want if I were to do it a different next time, I'd probably put some of the red down below the emeralds instead of just to fill it out a little bit more. But it was a first run. I haven't had a chance to remake this. I'd like to take the squares and just make a whole bunch of them and just have a huge blanket of nothing but chaos emeralds. So this is what I do in my spare time when I'm not spending money on Sonic merch. I'm spending money on yarn so I can create things.
That would make a really cool wall tapestry. Like you come in on one of those
I
wooden
wouldn't mind
logs.
getting one of those myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one I actually made as a gift for a friend, so I don't have this anymore. I went and saw him when I visited him over in the Midwest and gave this. He's like, "You didn't have to get anything for me." I go, "I didn't get anything for you. I made something for you." He's like, "What?" I don't think he knew I crocheted. And he was like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "You did that?" I go, "Yes, I did." And it took a lot of work too.
How long did it take to do?
Once I figured, because I've been crocheting for 30 years, so once I figured out the emeralds, this took me about. If I had all the yarn available at the time, this would have probably taken me 2, maybe 3 weeks. But I kept having to go out and buy more yarn for the project, so we had to wait for a paycheck to hit so that I could go out and buy the yarn and so forth. It's only about as big as a twin blanket, so it's not that big, but it's done stitch by stitch. So there's a time investment when you do things like this. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, there's a few others. I'd like to get into a form of crochet called graph ganning, where I can actually take a picture, put a graph over it, and assign each square either a certain amount of stitches or each square be a stitch, and I can actually take a picture and I can do it in crochet form. So I could presumably, if I figure out how to do this properly, I could do a blanket that has Sonic in the center, and it looked except for you'd see the texture of the stitches, of course, but it would otherwise look just like an art piece. So, but it's not something I've figured out. That is a relatively new form of crochet that's out there, and I haven't broken down and attempted. I don't have a lot of room where I am, so and it takes a little bit of room to do because you have to have them set up in a way that you're not going to tangle the tangle the yarns, because you're actually continuing the yarn through it. You're never breaking the yarn off like you would do in a piece like this. It's just one long continuous strand each color.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have the room for it. So yeah, I was intending to show that last time, but we ran out of time. But since we're doing art today, I thought this was a good time. All right.
Well,
And
in fairness, well, Luis had to leave. So,
oh no!
No, I'm actually still on here too, but I do actually have to leave here in like 3-4 minutes. So, Axe, if you don't mind taking over host duties here for the episode, so we can have the show running.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining today. Okay, we'll see how that works then, because I was gonna have to leave soon, but yeah, I was gonna mention about the timer. We definitely went past the 10 minutes, but I was like, you know what? I remembered why I did the other way, because then that way you could just naturally talk about and show the collections and stuff like that, and then whenever we could switch back, that's when I would just reveal artwork and stuff. So I guess if if everybody wants to go ahead and do that, then real quick, let's before I reveal what the picture actually is, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the artists here reveal what they drew, and see, and then at the end, then I will reveal if you're close or not, and if you're not, it's fine because I was like super vague, but yeah. So who all was drawing again? Like we had, okay, it doesn't even show the names popping up again.
I drew something. I'm not
I
proud
did
of it.
too.
So 2 of you or 3 of you drew?
I think it was just me and Shady, I think. Or was it also Honey Bits?
Yeah, I got something as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So you
okay.
drew 2.
Let me go. Okay, well, let me ask you, I guess out of courtesy, who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first. So I'm
Okay.
going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Share screen. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and share. Give me 1 second. I got to pull it up real quick.
Take your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
That's weird.
Okay.
It's not letting me show up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I think. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Yeah. Am I sharing this or? You guys see what I'm sharing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I basically drew the Nega Wisp from Sonic Colors.
Oh, I love the Wisp so much.
I
That
know.
looks
Oh, you drew it so good too.
Oh, thanks. I was trying to do it within like
Man.
the time limit. And I'm not sure how much time we had, but I just tried to do it within like 2 or 3 minutes. So I was pretty fast.
Man, that thing is hideous, right?
It's kind of endearing in a Nightmare Before Christmas way.
Right.
I love how like certain parts of the lines they get thinner and then thicker in other parts. I love it when there's that kind of effect in the line art.
Yeah. The trick is the trick is line weight. Like I don't know if any of you guys like heard about that, but like in art, line weight, it's like drawing lines in like certain points where to indicate like weight or mass. So if that makes any sense. So
I'm just ham-fisted when I do line art.
Yeah. I guess when I was trying to think of the words like evil and doesn't walk and ugly, this was the only thing that pretty much came to mind. So
That poor little creature.
Ugly is subjective.
I was like, isn't this creature like completely innocent?
I mean,
aren't these the ones that like
it used to be. It used to be, but like when they're like corrupted, this is what they become.
That is true.
Then they become like horrifying and hideous.
After Eggman like sucks their soul out or whatever
Yeah.
it was that he did in Colors.
Yeah.
What did he do?
So
I think he sucked out their like he was using them as like a power source for an evil mech, and when he sucked out most of their power, they turned evil and got evil powers.
Yeah, he was basically using their hyper go-on power to create this like mind control weapon.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like how that all works because I never thought about it, but I'm like, that's true.
Well, it's Sonic logic.
He was using their power because apparently they have equal or more power than the Chaos Emeralds. So maybe it's like, oh, we're harnessing their power, but they don't run out of power. It's just all that's left is the negative energy.
Yeah, they just become corrupted.
Can Sonic have like an actual like super transformation with Wisps then? Could we just say that
Kind
Sonic
of,
covers-
yeah. I think
I
so.
would love to see that.
You just
Maybe.
made think of like a really good idea, sort of. A corrupted Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Dark Sonic Return.
It'd be
Oh
a
yeah,
different Dark
definitely a
Sonic,
corrupted Sonic would definitely be something in like a future Sonic game or something.
Because he had the they weren't the evil wisps. He had the void wisp where he could turn into like a black hole or something, but those were different than the evil wisps.
I think so. I think those only appear in like the DS version of Sonic Colors, because there's like 2 versions of Sonic Colors. There's the Wii and then there's the DS.
Oh yeah,
They
I
did
already
have
played
different
the
wisp variations there.
Yeah, because he never used the dark converted wisps, because with the Egg Nega Wisp, the powers that were being used against Sonic were the regular powers, but they were the dark corrupted versions of them. So I think if he was using a dark corrupted wisp, he would still have like drill and laser and all that. It would just be dark, I guess, whatever that means.
Right.
See, this is uncharted waters for me. I actually never got to play that particular game.
Okay,
That's my
so
second Sonic game.
so the game is basically about Sonic CD, but with like little Chow slavery.
That's like one of those spoilers out of context.
Wow.
Alien child slavery.
No, alien. No, I said Chow slavery.
Oh, Chow. I'm sorry.
Chow slavery.
Yeah.
I would have believed you if you said it was a cartoon version of the Alien series. I was just.
Oh, are you saying
Can
you
you
don't
imagine
believe me?
a xenomorph wisp?
Right? There
Exactly.
you go.
Okay, so that actually looks really good, cute, simple. I mean, I get you're better off going that route anyways than being able to finish it in time.
Thank you.
Geo, I said alien. I said alien Chow slavery. I mean, he captured them on their planet. He's harnessing them for their power, pretty much. Anyways, let's go with the next person.
Okay.
Um,
I'll go ahead and stop sharing my
So,
screen then.
Excellent. Before we go over there, so I'm gonna go ahead then and get going too. But we do have Luke who just joined again, and I know Luke, you.
But why? Wait,
yeah,
what?
the bugs. Well, it's because you selected your avatar before, and it
Oh.
kept the one. Yeah, so Luke will also be the host here too. So you and Luke will have host control. So thank you,
Who's
thank you, Luke.
both be foxes?
All right. So thank you so much, Luke and X, for taking over host controls, and thank you to all of our guests too for joining, and have fun for the rest of the show.
Thank you, Lewis.
Thank you for inviting me again.
Thanks,
All right.
Lewis.
See everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
And thank you, Luke, for
I'll-
saving my
hopefully I
life.
figured this out.
Oh my gosh.
You guys
Go
are twins now.
Oh my god, there's two foxes in here.
What's better than one fox? Two foxes.
A two-tailed fox.
Anything that you say with foxes sounds pretty good to me. We're twin foxes. You know, there's 2 foxes, the Fox brothers. I don't know. They all just sound cool.
My drawing's
But who's
pretty
the
bad,
real
so I would like to go next so that at least I don't go last.
Okay.
Okay. So let me get the sharing up. So I figured, I was like, at first I was like, oh, maybe it's a one of like the little Eggman robots, because technically they don't walk because they don't have feet. And then I realized I had to draw this in 5 minutes. So I was like, if it's gonna look like trash, I might as well draw trash. Is it up?
Yes.
Okay, so I it's been so long since I played Forces. I was like, I don't think he walks. I think he flies everywhere, so that they didn't have to animate him walking. And I wrote notes. I was like, I have reasons to believe this could be it. It's probably not. I have to draw this in 5 minutes. I wasn't even going to line it, but I did.
And then you had like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then but I wanted to watch the collection segment. So
That's true. That too. It's a tricky job being a Sonic artist, isn't it?
it is.
Oh,
'cause
hey,
then
it's
you
infinite.
master Sonic. You master Sonic proportions, and then they throw this guy at us, and it's like, now you got to learn how to draw this weird-looking mask. Have fun with that.
I thought he looked cool too, and honestly, your drawing does not suck.
thank you.
When you say your drawing sucks, I expected stick figure. You know, so
Well, for someone who takes a full day to complete an average looking drawing. This actually turned out better than I thought it would, especially since I have never drawn him before and I could not get the mask right. So I was like, I'll just throw some lines in there and the mind will fill in what it's supposed to look like.
You have to understand that drawing things fast, putting that into context makes a huge difference because.
Ooh, you are breaking up.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just me.
Yep.
Oh, I wonder why. How about now?
Okay,
You're still breaking up.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh.
I don't
Well-
dislike Infinite as a character. I dislike the way that they had a lot of potential for this character that was not properly utilized.
I think I probably think more than I should about this, but I've thought a lot about Infinite because I played the game because available on Switch. I wonder if they were setting him up for a redemption style arc like they had with Shadow, because really his backstory is not all that dissimilar from Shadow's if you really think about it.
Yeah, especially since they implied that he was like a test tube creation near the end stage and in the opening cutscene.
Well, Infinite himself wasn't the being, the jackal being, wasn't necessarily a test tube. I think he actually existed in the world, in flesh and blood, and was born in a normal manner.
In the comics, yeah. I just wonder at what stage in like the game story development those comics were made.
Well, I mean,
right, and then, but that's a good point. But I also wonder.
No, in the game too, because episode Shadow.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's to be believed, I don't think this Jackal Squad that they refer to was his actual blood family, but I think that they were just other jackals, and they were sufficing as his family, and he basically loses his entire family in one shot to Shadow, which is exactly what happens to Shadow when Gerald Robotnik and Maria are killed. It's really, really similar, and I wonder if this game Forces was supposed to be the setup, and then the next game was supposed to be his redemption of some kind.
It's similar, but watered down because as far as I know, I don't think his squad was like murdered. I think they were just they were defeated.
Ian Flynn is of the mindset that Shadow killed the Jackal Squad, which I don't agree with because that does not fit Shadow's character.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm sorry. I'm like a hardcore story analysis, character design kind of person, and I spend a lot of time thinking about Sonic and such. And Shadow is supposed to be a foil to Sonic in terms that he wants to do good, but he'll do it at whatever means possible, whereas Sonic will try to do whichever path will hurt the least amount of people. But Shadow would not just straight up murder a group of people, especially they're just dudes hanging out in the desert with knives. They are no match for Shadow. And Shadow would not just murder a bunch of people that could not.
He didn't kill Infinite.
Agreed. I totally agree. With that said, maybe it was in the process of fighting Shadow, somebody they had no hope of ever defeating. They got so cocky, they got themselves in a situation that got them killed, but it wasn't Shadow that actually killed him. It was their own stupidity that put him in a situation that got them killed, like a tree falling on them, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think that they died because, honestly...
Or they could be in prison.
I think,
and Infinite thinks they're dead for some reason, and they're not actually.
I think they were just incapacitated or something because Infinite himself didn't die, and he's right. I'm just thinking like, why would everyone else have died? I think the way I feel like if they had died, they would have made it a little clearer and tried to make it seem more dramatic. But it seemed to me more like it was a pride thing that turned him into Infinite more so than the fact that like these people were killed. And they just portrayed it poorly, and I don't know. I agree too.
I do think it's funny that he's like one of the only Eggman minions that hasn't like betrayed Eggman. Like Eggman's been betrayed by gods, his own robots, and then he just found a guy in the desert and strapped a gem to him, and he was like, "Nope, I'm not going to betray this guy."
I was of the mind that Infinite stole the gem.
Actually, if you know, you guys don't mind me, interrupting, but pretty much, there's actually a there's
How
actually
dare
a
you
few
talk
things.
about Sonic on the Sonic podcast?
So there's pretty much a few topics that I was thinking about while this conversation was going, and one of them was, well, the reason why Infinite ended up getting the Phantom Ruby was, if you read the prequel comics, Infinite and his squad were going to basically go in and steal anything that they could from Eggman's lair. However, Eggman was there. Infinite was about to steal the ruby, and Eggman and him both seen the.
They showed up after they encountered each other.
Wait, you said what?
Yeah, Ruby showed up after they encountered each other. Like it appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, in the comics, like Eggman looks outside, and the Phantom Ruby, which was in Sonic Mania, ties them both together, falls out of the sky. And when he picks it up, it shows him, I guess, what he most desires, which was the Eggman Land theme park. And then Infinite and his squad attack, and they're able to get through because Eggman doesn't have very many robots guarding his place. The Phantom Ruby, I think, spawns more. I can't exactly remember. But Infinite gets to Eggman, and he's going to like bring his sword down on him. And Eggman holds up the Phantom Ruby to block it. And when the Ruby connects with the sword, it shows what I assume would be what Infinite wants most. And it's basically everything around them is destroyed. So he's very much like a want to watch the world burn kind of guy, is what it's implied.
Yeah.
And Eggman was like, "Oh, we want similar things." And then they just start working together.
It makes me wonder why Infinite wants to watch the world burn. Did something happen to him as he aged? Because you don't just say, oh, look at the world and say, I want to destroy this all of a sudden for reasons.
Here's-
Really, like what's up with that?
So here let's go through this part then real quick. Okay, so like about Infinite not betraying Eggman, I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One is because the Eggman's been betrayed by people before, and I think they're aware of like the trend, and so maybe they did that specifically to break the mold. But also, Eggman is the one who gave Infinite those powers, and so they're mutually benefited by their partnership. And Infinite has no reason or way to betray Eggman. All of the goals that Infinite wants are benefited by still working with Eggman.
It's not to mention that Eggman has the power source for the Phantom Ruby too.
Yeah, he's the original, and
it's
Infinite
also
doesn't even know that he's a fake.
And it's also implied in the games that the original Phantom Ruby was like not in a prime condition, and Eggman had to make multiple copies before he found one that actually worked. That's when Infinite was going around destroying all the prototypes, the one that your character eventually ends up with. So there were multiple Phantom Rubies, but only one worked, and it could be something like the Ruby is unstable after certain periods of time, and if Infinite isn't there for Eggman to do upkeep, then something could happen with the Ruby. Like when he's defeated and he kind of blows up into a bunch of pixel particles.
Well, then two of them works then, because the one that Infinite has and the one that Rookie has both worked.
This is the only thing my mind is good for, is remembering
Yeah.
Sonic lore and theorizing
So then
about
two of
it.
them. Because then
I'll probably...
I know there's like the whole, the fan theories that came out before Sonic Forces came out.
It just sucks that
I feel like those probably had like more merit as a story than
I
what we
really
ended up
loved
getting.
I've really loved the Mephiles theory. Like Mephiles found a way to figure out that everything's kind of like a game, and that he could manipulate the game, aka reality, and that's why it was like a glitch effect. I really loved that idea. I knew it probably wasn't going to happen. I knew
I
it
didn't
probably
even
wasn't
think
going to
about that.
happen because 06, haha, most hated Sonic game. It's no use. But I would love to see someone go back and like play with that idea.
Oh yeah, there's so many directions that game opened up. I mean, you have time travel, you have alternate realities, which they have played with certain Sonic media. Most notably, they did it in the Boom series, cartoon series. They did it in Sonic X, for crying out loud. They could have really set up to have an expansive story that jumped from multiple realities.
That sounds like Sonic Prime.
We can only.
Yeah, why did it take so long to do that then? It's like, come on, stop pulling your punches. Is what I want them to do.
Cool with, like,
I'm probably going to talk about this more when I do my art showcase, because Sonic Forces is one of the big things that got me back into Sonic art, but I don't want to ramble too much because somebody else still has to show their drawing.
Oh, and before we do that, just one more. Infinite lives with me, by the way.
Wow.
I like
the Phantom
that.
Ruby dumped him here, and he's been here ever since. So
I've never seen one in real life, only on the internet.
well, you've still only seen one on the internet. It's you're not here. So.
Well, it's almost real life. I see someone in real life holding
it.
So, yeah, I bought him the minute I saw him available on Amazon. I was like, "You're mine. Get here now." So,
All right. So, last drawing from our guests.
Alright, I guess I'm up then.
Yes, you are. Moment of truth. Let's see what you have drawn.
Here we go.
No, seeing all
Right,
this
is he good now?
art, it's
so.
Oh, that's dope.
How did you draw
It is funny that you ended up going to the Mephiles sub-tangent, because yeah, I wasn't expecting to go to that direction, but
that looks so good.
That's
no, thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, one of the weird things that I did happen to actually remember was that for reasons I guess no one can really rationalize or explain, he was pretty much depicted with no feet in his kind of crystal red-eyed form. So
that was one of my ideas, but then I remembered he had a shadow form where he did walk, and I was like, no.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
He really doesn't have
But
feet.
I guess crystal form does count because he doesn't. I don't remember him walking. I never played the actual game. I watched the cutscenes on YouTube.
I usually see him floating, to be honest with you.
I actually have played the game myself, but not gonna lie, when I was younger, it was a guilty pleasure of mine.
if I could ever get a Xbox 360, I will be playing that game because I've never played it either.
Well, it's playable. It's just very it's just very rough around the edges. It's so much so that eventually people really, really just started like hating on it. I mean, it deserves it, but it's not like you can't beat the game, you know.
Right.
And we're
It's
most
gonna
of the
toss
glitches.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's sorry. I think there's a little bit of lag on my end or something. But weren't most of the game problems attributed to like last minute console change or something?
Hey,
Like it
Yeah,
never
I think that's what happened. I think the game was like also rushed for like the holidays or something. I think that's why it was like technically quote unfinished. So
that happened with
I-
Sonic 2 too, if I remember correctly.
I believe what happened was it was that they were trying to make a deadline, but they also split the team into two.
That was to split the team into two because one was working on that. I think the other one was working on Unleashed, and
No,
I think
They're
Ghost
working on weren't they working on Wildfire?
Sonic and the Secret Rings?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wildfire with Secret Rings.
Gotcha. But
Wait,
then
that's the code name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Wildfire was the code name, and then they switched it to Sonic and the Secret Rings after.
Well, that makes sense.
like
with the little
that.
flame on his chest. So
I do wish they would revisit the storybook series of Sonic games because there's
Yeah,
so many
same.
cool directions they could take with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I wonder-
seriously, like what's up with that? Did they just like completely forget about the storybook series, or
I
what
think
is-
they weren't well received, and so they dropped it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I saw a tweet with a picture of a corner of the box where it actually said storybook series on it, so it looked like they were going to do that. That looked like a direction.
Well, they had a
But
poll.
Sonic and the
poll
Black
for a new
Knight,
one.
Sonic and the Secret Rings. I think were those the only two, or was
Those
think
were
they're
the
the
Yeah,
only
yeah, I
two.
think those were
They
the
were the
only
only
two
two,
storybook
but
series games.
They were
if
the
I
only
remember
two, but they had a
correctly,
poll for like a third one, and then and I think it was like the Olympian one that was.
yeah, it was the Olympian
Oh.
ones that won that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
but-
would have
That would have
been.
been pretty inspired, yeah.
But they never did it, so they're like, moving on.
That's a shame. That's a
I mean,
shame.
I would.
Maybe it
They're
was
like,
also
that's it, we're done.
yeah, maybe it was also because like
we had a good run, boys? We had a good run.
they moved
Yeah,
on
let's
from the
not
Wii.
like own a certain direction. It's just like change directions faster than Sonic runs.
Well, I think it was also because they moved on to like the Wii U, and maybe they wanted the storybook games to be like for the Wii specifically. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I mean, they were motion controlled, so I
So,
get that.
I
I
have
think that
a-
they should port those games to the Switch now because it is motion sensitive. So I mean, that would be an easy and a logical step up to just port them to this system.
Actually, oh, I had a brain fart. Well, my bad.
Speaking of Mephiles, I was going to I was going to say that there were some things that I was thinking about saying as hints for the character that I wasn't sure if I should, but one of them was that this character didn't have a mouth, and so I was thinking that most people were going to be drawing Mephiles, but and then I said, well, he doesn't look like a company, but that doesn't mean anything to anyone. But yeah, I was also going to say that this character doesn't wear shoes, so again, it was going to be down to Infinite and this other character. But are you guys ready to find out like who the
You went
character
with
actually
he
is?
doesn't look
Yeah,
like a pinata over he doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah, I thought it was funnier. And it's good because this way everybody drew something different. Which, by the way, yeah, none of you drew the same thing that I drew, which is great because now we get to see what you guys thought of.
Alright, so I guess I'm stop sharing then on my end. Alright.
I'm all ready to find out what I drew.
Yes.
Join us next time on that. Okay, let's do this. There we go.
Also, there was
Oh my god!
Oh, that was my other idea as well.
No, I
You-
just
you drew
realized
this
something
before-
about.
You drew this beforehand, right? You didn't draw this during the time, did you?
No, I did.
How fast do you draw?
Yeah, really.
No, I've had some practice. Because again, me, one of my
Ooh, breaking up,
friends-
breaking up.
Oh my god, you gotta call me out like that. No, so I and
Check out this little masterpiece I did in my free time.
Yes.
I actually have something I want to say real quick. Have you guys noticed that throughout all your guys' art, they're all shadow villains?
Wait, were they?
Yeah,
I don't think
Mephiles,
mine was a shadow
Infinite,
villain.
Black Doom. All shadow villains.
I don't think mine was a shadow villain though. I think more was like a corrupted, innocent alien.
Well, yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
But most of them were.
Yeah, I think most of them were mostly shadow villains.
Dang, Shadow has better villains than Sonic confirmed.
Wow.
That is true, actually.
You know, I thought of something too. Infinite is kind of like Shadow's Jet the Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah.
that
I
would
didn't.
be
I
such a
didn't
cool
even think
dynamic
about
to
that.
see.
But what's even weirder though is that Infinite never interacts with Shadow again for the rest of the game.
I know. You know, I feel like Infinite, the character himself, had a lot of potential wasted, which I think was something that was mentioned earlier. You know, personally, I mean, his character design is like very fascinating. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, and have you seen the concept sketches of his design too? That looks so good.
I know. Oh yeah, I think I did see the concept art, but you know, the character design, it's very fascinating to look at, but as a character, you know, there was like so much potential that was completely wasted. I feel like, you know, being called a weakling was something that was just to me.
Kind of thrown in.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about trying to hurt somebody's pride, for some
Yeah.
people that can be enough to hurt their pride to make
Right.
them lash out. But they didn't really do that well. You know?
I think what they
So-
were trying to do is go for it. You know, if you guys remember Back to the Future, when each time somebody would call Marty McFly a chicken.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was they were trying to go for something like that. Like,
I mean,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I think it would be better handled if they had really like gone to explain why exactly he, you know, became a villain, why the one thing he wanted to see was everything destroyed. Maybe he wanted to have the ability to bring everything to its knees, and then being defeated by Shadow so easily really tipped him over the edge. But just the way that they tried to convey it was very hokey.
Yeah, I mean, look at what they did with Shadow's original story arc. That's exactly what they did. They showed the reason why he was the way he was. They had him grow throughout the series, and then at the end they had him realize, oh crap, that's not what Maria wanted me to do. What's wrong with me? Let me actually do what you. You know?
I just want to say I am not a fan of like outside source material being needed to understand a character. Like, you have to read the prequel comics to kind of have some idea of where Infinite came from instead of them having something in the game that explains it. I'm not a big fan of making people have to do research outside of the source material.
Yeah, that's kind of like a cash grabby type scenario there that I'm not.
Well-
I kind of agree with that.
It's not really cash grab because the comics and episode Shadow are both free.
Yeah, it feels more like they didn't have either it was cut from the game or they didn't have time to develop it, and
Yeah.
so they had to go back and add something to explain it.
I was gonna say, you know how a lot of people used to compare like Shadow to Vegeta because of his relationship with Sonic.
Yeah.
But it's more about his character placement than his actual personality or how he acts towards Sonic. And
Right,
I was
exactly.
thinking, if we go by personality, I would say that Infinite is more like Vegeta, and if they had actually, I say this all the time, but if they had portrayed him more like Vegeta, I think people would have been more entertained by him.
Mhm.
In the part
Oh.
where he freaks out over losing the Shadow.
Yeah.
How I see the whole entire thing between Shadow's dynamic with Sonic and stuff like that. What I think they were going for was if you notice, there's always the main hero, right? The main protagonist and stuff like that. But then
Yeah.
they have the opposite, such as Dante with Virgil. Who else, for example? Let's see.
You got Spyro and Ripto.
Well, okay, not really like opposite, but there's always like the mirror image kind of where it's like this is your darker doppelganger, whether it's a hero or a villain.
Like how this is what you could have been if you had like a bad day, something like that. Like, this is you with less morals.
But here's the thing:
mean Scourge.
Sonic has a lot of.
Yeah.
Look, Sonic has a lot of doppelgangers though, because
I
Knuckles.
don't want to summon he who must not be named by referring to any of the source material.
Oh yeah, but Scourge is cool though. Scourge, Knuckles was a doppelganger of Sonic at some point, in a way. I mean, he still runs like Sonic, which is interesting. And then Jet the Hawk is Sonic as a bird. I mean, literally his artwork.
With the inverse colors, yeah.
To be honest, I see him more as like pretty much a Sonic version of Tony Hawk.
He's pretty much Sonic in the
And he's a
sky.
hawk.
Yeah, because he's a hawk.
Sonic with wings.
Honestly, they should have had Tony Hawk to voice Jet. Just saying.
That would be kind of funny. Steve, who was the voice actor who was playing him at the time?
Wasn't it Sonic's voice actor?
Yeah,
it
Sonic
was Jason
voice actor
Griffith.
doing both of them?
Jason Griffith.
That
Save
was.
Jason's poor voice, because that voice, holy crap, that's horrible on the ear.
Sonic! I want to race
You know what?
I was like, give him one roll, please. Just give him one roll so that he like has a throat left after.
It's like we
done.
get it. He's a parrot. Give him a normal voice, please.
You know what though? I liked Jet's voice in Zero Gravity though because
I do too.
I don't know what it is, but it's like it's the same voice, but instead of sounding goofy, he just sounded extremely aggressive and competitive. And I was like, I don't know why, but I really like this version of Jet.
Just
And
like
that's-
I do too. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's the thing with Jason. I feel like once he gets more into that character and he practices more with that voice, he'll ace it just like that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because if you notice, when Jason started out with Sonic X, a lot of people didn't like that voice, but then as
Well-
it progressed, it got better and better, and people eventually started really liking it.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing with Roger Craig Smith. Like I played Sonic Colors, and I think Colors was the first game in which he voiced Sonic. And it's
Sonic
very
Colors
much-
and Sonic Free
Free
Riders.
Riders.
Yeah, and if you listen to like Sonic Colors, and then you listen to like maybe clips he did in Sonic Boom, you can hear that there's definitely like a more confidence, more control over what he's trying to convey. It's very much just getting into the character and figuring out how you interpret it.
You know what though? It also has to do with like the direction, I think.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
Oh
in
yeah,
my-
it definitely has to
Yeah,
do
if
with
you have a good
direction.
script.
In my opinion, when Jason started off with Sonic X, I thought he sounded amazing, and then like as they got like a few episodes in, they started like settling into their 4Kids isms.
Yeah,
you know?
I was gonna say.
4Kids-ism.
When you hear Sonic in the first episode,
We
oh,
see
man.
how that 4Kids isms have gone now that they don't exist anymore. So-
Right.
But we will always remember the best 4th of July commercial that ever was created by 4Kids.
Mm.
I send that
So-
to my friends every 4th of July.
And so, what I think is also funny too is how Jason Griffith was like one of the two most infamous Sonic voices for his entire Sonic career until Sonic Unleashed, and then Sonic Unleashed and Black Knight. Then they replaced him, and then now, especially to the younger Sonic fans, he's like the definitive Sonic.
Right.
That's interesting. Which is also interesting too, because when a lot of people impersonate him because they're a fan of him, I think they don't do it intentionally, but like they usually impersonate the parts of him that made him infamous. Like you don't have to emphasize the fluctuation in his tone that much, like he did in say like Sonic Riders or Shadow the Hedgehog or like
It could also be
time for the
nostalgia,
next level.
because
Maybe.
I grew up on Sonic X. Sonic X was my introduction
here.
to the series, and so even when because Sonic Rush was my first Sonic game, and there's not really voice acting in that. And then the game I played afterwards was Sonic Colors, and I immediately noticed the voice difference. And I was like, I don't like this voice because it's unfamiliar. And then, over time, I came to really appreciate Roger Craig Smith's voice acting just because of the amount of energy that he's able to put into the role, even if the script isn't good.
Yeah, and he fits because there's been different styles of Sonic over the years. There's been a comedy Sonic, which I feel that he fit the best because I feel like he could have been a comedian if he isn't a comedian now. Roger Craig Smith.
Yeah,
So he's able to deliver those kind of comedic lines because that's what he is. The voice actor Jason Griffith Griffith. He's an actor,
Gotta get
not
that
an Air
T.
Force base. He, in his portrayal of Sonic, and maybe people will disagree with me, but when I listen to him play Sonic, there's a kindness in his voice. There's a compassion that he brings to the character through his portrayal that I don't necessarily see anybody else bring. He has cockiness, don't get me wrong, but there's a kindness.
He's more of like the kind-hearted hero side of Sonic, whereas like
Right.
Roger Craig Smith is more like the sarcastic, cocky version of Sonic.
Right.
Yeah, that's why he fits Sonic Boom so well, because the show was very like sarcastic and about humor, and his deliverance was perfect for stuff like that.
And some of those episodes, I'm not gonna lie, I've never laughed harder. There were just some where I'd be like drinking my coffee. I recently watched through, and I'd had to spit my coffee out because I'm like, oh my god, they went there.
We have to
Yeah,
consider
me
something though.
and my sister would watch the episodes on Hulu, and there was the one they're like, man, this is more depressing than that one than Comedy Chim's Christmas special after his wife left him, and I was like, oh my god.
So you have to consider this though. Roger Craig Smith, everyone sees him as the sarcastic type Sonic, and well, I mean, have we actually heard him do any roles like Jason Griffith or Ryan Drummond yet? And
No, I would
think
hope
they're
that they do
typecasted.
I think you're right. And that happens a lot in Hollywood and in voice acting. Jim Carrey for a long time, to bring up the movie Eggman, he got typecasted into those heavy comedic roles like Ace Ventura, the Cable Guy, and The Mask and things like that. Constant, one after the other, after the other. It wasn't until the Truman Show that that you started to really see some of the breadth that he was able to master. There was more than him being a one shot thing, and a lot of these actors, that's how they get hit with, and it's like a sell short. I hate selling people short.
I do hope that the scripts for the future Sonic games do have him take more of a heartfelt direction sometimes. It very much feels like they're trying to keep him in the upbeat, nothing can get me down kind of character type. Even in Lost World, where there's that scene where he loses tails, he's like, I wasn't fast enough to save my buddy. And then it doesn't go that deep ever again. Eggman got a deeper moment in Lost World than Sonic did.
Yeah.
Just the imagery of Eggman punching an ice wall until it shatters is such a
I do remember that.
It's such a strange, powerful energy.
I thought it was a little weird because to me it felt in Sonic Lost World, it felt almost like they were trying to force the concept of like seriousness, where I was just like, okay, you don't, because when he did that, then Sonic and Tails were like, whoa, and I'm like, okay, you don't have to tell me how to feel about this scene, but
it felt like they were trying to oversell Eggman being a good guy, and then they had the twist at the end where he's like, I was actually pretending to be nice, I'm still evil, and it was like, okay.
Yeah, we kind of figured, it's like, no, and I haven't even played that game. I've only watched cutscenes, and it felt forced to me too. It was like, what? But, huh? What's going on?
Makes me curious to know at all if they were trying to like overdo like the dark humor, violence humor, when like people look at the game cover and it's like, oh, this looks like a friendly game for children, and once you like play it and you listen to the dark humor and violence, you're like, oh wow, okay.
I'm hoping that the next Sonic game, which you guys were talking about, they haven't really put him in like one of those type of roles where he's like Ryan or Jason. I'm hoping like the next game for 2022, hopefully they put him in, they give him that type of role, like more adventurous kind of,
It makes me wonder, in looking at that trailer, I'm sure we've all seen it now. The trailer just looks beautiful. I mean, the trees, the environment just looks almost it's almost like playing one of those really high concept games that you get from Square Enix or whatever other, like they really put their equipment behind it. Like, we're going to show you exactly what we can do, which is exactly what they tried to do with 06 and to a lesser extent Unleashed, is they really tried to show what they could do with that computing power. Well, and now it almost, to me, when I almost thought, is that going to be something for the movie? I honestly thought that was real. No, it's all computer generated. So I'm like, so there's a level of detail there we haven't seen in a really long time, and I'm wondering if it's going to be something that they just did for the trailer, or where they're going to double down on that. Is it like the whole game is going to be like that, and they're going to deepen the tone of it from the comedy that we've gotten for most of the last 10, 11, 12 years now, to something a little bit more balanced. because the games have been unbalanced, in my opinion. So, and you got to have a good balance in that.
Well, at least we don't. Well, we know that it's not a Sonic Adventure 1 remake. So
Right.
I'm wondering
Definitely.
if the symbols that they used are actually supposed to, because you know how in I only remember it from Forces, but there's like a canon Sonic language that you can see on the billboards and such in certain levels. I'm wondering if the title is supposed to be written in like the Sonic language, and then it'll be translated later when the game is closer to release.
Yeah.
Well, if it's going to be open world,
That's
it's
what I want to
such,
know too.
that's
So-
actually quite interesting.
So in the supposed Sonic Rangers, apparently, like I mean, people have claimed to do a focus testing on the game before, and I think what makes it more believable is that someone also had mentioned this back in January, and it matches up with what someone is saying now. And apparently, what they're saying supposedly is that there's kind of an open worldish like hub world kind of thing, where you button and mash to fight some enemies, and you run in a circle around them to make them all disappear and stuff. And that's what that circle thing at the end was about that turned into the symbol.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that you go into cyberspace apparently, and then you have like boost
Interesting.
levels. Yeah, boost levels. Where apparently both people said that the music was actually really good in those stages. And apparently there's a ghost girl that follows you around.
I think the Ghost Girl is the Ghost Girl from Sonic Unleashed.
The Werehog.
Night of the Werehog.
Yeah.
The animated short.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking.
Interesting.
Because that's the only Ghost Girl that we actually seen in in Sonic.
I thought you were talking about
And we will never see another one again.
Yeah, really.
I thought you were talking about Tycho, and I was like, Tycho.
That would be a weird callback.
I mean, Ghost Girl. She is one.
Yeah.
We did see her in the Chow short on the holiday special. You're back.
Oh yeah.
So it's funny because, but based on the teaser alone, before I found out about the whole Rangers thing, I was thinking like it looked kind of like a mix between like Sonic Colors and Sonic Forces, and I was like, hopefully they're tying stuff together a little bit finally, just because. Yeah, even though I don't really care for this part of the lore that much, it would be more interesting if they did stuff with it, you know?
Well, the thing is, it's the creators behind Sonic. Well, not the creators, my bad. The people who worked on Sonic Generations and who also worked on Sonic Forces, they're working on this game. So
No, but what does that mean though? Like, who? When they say people were working on it, like who is that? Because they said that Colors and Generations people were working on Forces, and Forces had a small team of developers that had only ever worked on Lost World. So they may have meant people who were writing the story. They may have meant people who were directing it, or who knows what they meant by that.
well, the thing is, I think if I remember correctly, I think in Generations, Chikashi Izuka was the one who was the producer. And then when it came to Forces, he was like more of the Sonic team producer, like outside of being the main producer, pretty much. So I think what it is there's like a bunch. It depends on the staff, pretty much. That's what I'm thinking.
So we don't even know what it means really.
Yeah.
I think because I mean, you could also say say if he directed a game, you know, it doesn't mean a whole lot because he also directed one or both of the adventure games too, and you know, you never know like what direction they're going in. You know who we need? I keep forgetting how to say his name, but the guy that wrote Sonic Adventure 2, that wrote Shadow's story in Sonic 06.
I honestly would love to see him and Ian Flynn work on a game together.
Yeah, that would be.
that would be interesting.
That'd be a very cinematic piece, I think.
I would like to see also Tracy Yardley do some writing for the game.
Has he actually done writing?
Yeah, Tracy Yardley took over the IDW writing during the Chow Race arc.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she also has the Ghost of the Future fan comic that not only
Evan
looks
Stanley.
amazing- Evan. I'm so sorry. I get
No
names
worries.
mixed up. Evan
That's
Stanley is who I was
Her work
talking
is
about.
amazing.
Yeah, Tristan Yardley was the artist. That's right.
Yeah, Evan Stanley was who I was talking about. I'm sorry.
No worries.
They have similar sounding names.
Evan Stanley is the one that's current. If I remember correctly, I think she's the one that's currently working on like the writing for the comics right now, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Ian Flynn is supposed to come back at some point.
Okay.
Don't worry,
Maybe
She also
maybe-
does some of the art.
Maybe Ian Flynn wrote for the 2022 game. Let's hope.
I just want anyone but Pontac and Graf.
I have to agree with you on that one.
Just
What did
please.
they work on?
Honestly, I don't.
Everything
The
post
2010
colors.
games and up.
I don't really
Aw.
care who writes for the games as long as that they are given the right direction, because
Yeah,
I
I
feel
totally
like
agree with that.
I'm like it doesn't even if Ian Flynn did write for the games, it's gonna look exactly the same as Pontac and Graf if they're just like, anyways, we want the characters to be like this. You know, they still have the Sonic Bible, you know, but they have to
Because
follow.
But the
Ian
thing
wanted
is,
to write Shadow a certain way in the comics, but they wouldn't let him. They wanted him to be edgy. And,
Oh yeah. All of those rules about how the characters
Had to be
limited
handled by Sega.
Yeah, the limited
Yeah, mandates, I think.
emotion and such.
and Sonic can't cry.
Yeah.
And I know.
Like I
Yeah,
don't.
it
Yeah,
is.
Sonic can't cry. They can't have like canon parents. I heard from someone they're not really allowed to do costume changes
Oh.
unless it's been like verified, because they did do costume changes for Chow Race Arc. And I don't want to go on another tangent, but I feel like the Sonic like rules about emoting and stuff is what really made the Zombot arc fall flat, because you
Yeah.
can't really have a zombie story if your characters aren't really allowed to have a lot of emotions
In a
about what's
way-
happening.
In a way, I think in a way that's kind of the writer's fault there, though, because it's like, well, if you know you have these limitations, why did you try to write a story that?
Yeah. Like I have a lot of feelings about
but-
Zombot arc from Starline to.
But he tried, you know,
just the overall story, and
I think the thing with Sonic and emoting is kind of complicated, because on one hand, I think it's like, okay, well, you act like Sonic can't have these other feelings at all, but then on the other hand, because of that, the fan backlash is now they want Sonic to be like this depressed character where he can't, like, because that was one of his traits, is that he's optimistic in the face of extreme danger, and it's always been that way, but once in a while he should be able to worry, you know. And now that they said that he can't, now people are like, oh, okay, now he's a Gary Stu.
Storybook
so
games, he
we're-
showed more emotion.
There's no
Yeah, I
tension
think
that
it's-
way.
I think it's. I saw most of the pushback for stuff like that. When was it? Because you know how the English dub of Forces made it where it was like, oh, Sonic was captured and tortured for what, 3 months,
Oh my
and then
God.
he comes back.
I think
and
it was
he's like,
6 months.
6 months, and then he comes back and he's like, I'm perfectly fine. There's nothing to worry about. And
Yeah.
so people are like, if you can't have him at least act somewhat different or somewhat
Oh my
upset, and to go out of your way to rewrite the English script to include the fact that he was tortured supposedly, that when it doesn't exist in the Japanese script, like why would you add something extra like that if you're not allowed to make it feel like it's properly integrated?
Fake
And then-
drama.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then
But-
with the Zombot arc, the whole thing about the Zombot arc is that Sonic is infected for the entire story, and he has to constantly run to burn off the zombie infection. He can't get rid of it. He just has to run to prolong how long it takes to take him over, and he can't fall asleep for the entire story arc, because if he does, he might, get completely infected. And there's one scene where he actually punches himself in the chest to keep himself awake so that he doesn't accidentally fall asleep. And the other characters like, we're worried about Sonic, and Sonic's like, oh, I'm doing okay. I do give them props because they were able to give some more character to scenes like that. Like they made his speech bubble more wobbly and uncertain at times. They had him stumble a few times when he was just walking normally, but they weren't ever allowed to make it really feel like he was actually, because he would be worried about it, right? Like
Yeah.
he could be completely turned into a zombie, and then he wouldn't be able to use the Chaos Emeralds to transfer the infection into the sun like they did at the end of that.
Is somebody making badniks back there?
Is that what they did?
Yeah, that's what they did. They took the warp topaz from Starline and they used the Chaos Emeralds, and they basically sucked the infection out of everyone on Earth and then sent it through a portal basically to the sun so that it could never bother anyone again.
What if the sun has the metal virus now?
Oh my god.
Oh no!
I didn't actually read it because I don't like zombie stories, but I did see, like pictures of certain scenes, and they basically like, we're sending it somewhere in like another dimension where it won't bother anyone again. And then that was immediately followed by, oh no, Sonic has amnesia and he's stuck in a different dimension. And then they like gave him his memory back very next
Within
issue.
like next
What?
year.
Are you serious? Did he really get amnesia?
Yes, he did. Like
Very,
they were
very
using
brief time.
because they were using the warp topaz to send an entire planet's worth of zombie virus into the sun, and the thing couldn't handle it. And Silver was like, "We gotta shut off the portal." And Sonic was like, "Okay," but he didn't do it in time, so the stone like collapsed or something, and Silver gets shot back down to Earth, but Sonic is gone, and he ends up in Blaze's dimension with no memory, and he's being called Mr. Needlemouse by the locals, which I thought was going to set up for a foil story to how Eggman had amnesia, because Eggman got amnesia, and then he became a kindly toy repairman. I thought this was going to set up for a foil where now that Sonic has no memory, he would turn into like a more pompous jerk character, or maybe even a villain. And not to plug or anything, but I want to do like a YouTube channel where I do like story analysis and rewrites. And I was thinking, I knew it would never happen, but I was like, what if he comes back to his dimension? He doesn't have his memory, and he could team up with like one of the villains, because if he has amnesia and we're foiling the Eggman story, he would turn evil. And I thought, oh, he could work with like Starline or something, and then up until he gets his memory back, he works with the bad guys.
This reminds me of pretty much, I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of the Sega Scourge, but he did a what if Sonic ended up taking the place of Shadow after Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic was the one who had amnesia.
Oh.
Interesting.
I'll have to check that out.
It's definitely an interesting idea, and it would set up a lot of contentions between the characters that have known each other for a long time. You have Eggman being like, "Ooh, opportunity."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been battling so time now. You can get this guy on his side.
I'm sorry, like I don't want to ramble too much, but like when Eggman got his memory back because he saw Metal Sonic, which was like the one thing that he actually cares about, at least in the IDW canon, because he sees Metal Sonic and then he has all these flashbacks of when he like fixed him up after Sonic broke him. So I was like, oh, what if Sonic has amnesia? What if the one thing that can bring it back isn't people that he cares about, but like the one thing that he hates? And so in that continuity, if they went with that, it would be probably Eggman, since he basically released an entire zombie virus that turns every living thing, not just people, but also plants, into a zombie. That would be like,
Yeah. That could have been interesting, but they decided, nah, the amnesia was just for funsies. We're done with that.
Sega was probably like, oh, we can't have him out of character for too long.
Yeah, we can't have stakes in this story. We can't.
Right?
Pork chop.
This is a 3-page bit. We can't go any longer.
You know what? I kind of, I'm really enjoying this this segment, as as it says, an intriguing podcast segment appears.
Oh, I don't know if I can get rid of that, or that's supposed to be there.
Theory fun time.
Well, why not? But yeah, I mean, if like we were saying earlier, if in this in the one of the banners, if anyone hasn't checked out the podcast episodes, it's a lot like this. So just some Sonic fans talking about some interesting things. Definitely, we could go on for like days talking about just random stuff, but that's what these episodes are for. And so, if anybody ever wants to join in again, be sure to let us know. If anyone ever wants to join a podcast episode, you can let us know. And we'll talk about something very intriguing and interesting. However, for today, guys, we're going to have to go ahead and wrap it up now, because it's getting a bit late and I also have to go.
All right.
So I'm
Do
glad.
you want me to do wrap up, or like last time?
No, I'm not sleepy today.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
Did everyone get to show off their artwork?
I'm not sure.
I think Bits only got.
I think
to
I was
show
the only
her-
one who was able to get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you know what? Let me. Who? Okay, so the other two, I'll let you guys show off some artwork, and then we'll wrap things up. But you don't have to show off everything, because like I said, if we this gives you the opportunity to come back in a future episode and show off more artwork as well. But
Laura Dukester asked about the art contributes to Twitter.
I don't know, man. Ask Luis about that. I don't think I was even there for that. Oh man, Luis, he's a character. You know what I'm saying? But
Says
but yeah, right. But I mean, I'm not a character. I'm a real talking fox. I mean, that's what I mean. It's hard. I don't have thumbs. I had to draw Black Doom today. No thumbs. Guys, give me a break.
Are you Tails' brother?
Fox around
What?
here.
Oh, Tails is a character. You see my icon? I don't look anything like Tails.
His icon is more realistic. Tails is more cartoony and animated.
RTX on.
Yes.
Okay, but you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and let who wants to go first then for this
I've rambled for a bit, so Sophia, if you would like to go first.
Alrighty. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen again.
And again, I apologize. I didn't see who all showed their artwork because I was drawing earlier. And
Yeah, no worries. So I guess I'm gonna show my Instagram page.
Okay. There you go.
Lots and lots of art. I guess I'll go ahead and like kind of scroll down a little bit. So let's see. Let's see what we can show off.
I like that Rivet one.
Oh, Rivet? Let's see, where is it?
We just passed that one.
Yes, right over here.
Oh, that looks so good.
Thank
I thought that was
you.
3D at first. I thought this was like a model.
No, this is actually 2D art. I actually did this in Clip Studio Paint. This is actually this was actually like one of my first paintings I've ever done with Clip Studio Paint because I'm fairly new to the program. Since I mostly use like Procreate and for the iPad Pro and also Photoshop for my gaming PC. But anyways, as soon as I found out about the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart trailer, I obviously was intrigued about this particular character, and then also her name reveal, which was fairly recent. So I decided to draw her, and I instantly just was fascinated with this character. I mean, she's not really Sonic related, but so yeah.
I could definitely see them being set in the same universe, though.
Yeah, and
if they were-
another thing I want to point out is that as soon as I saw the trailer, I instantly was getting Sonic Rush vibes from it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I literally thought about Sonic Rush because of Sonic and Blaze, and then you got Ratchet and Rivet, right?
Oh, that's such a good
Yeah,
Sonic.
I can follow that logic.
Ooh, Metal Sonic.
Is that? Oh, Bone. I love Bone.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Bone. Yes.
I have all the comics.
Do ya?
Yeah,
That's cool.
I was really into
I'm
it when
super
I was in
jealous
middle
of you
school.
now.
My grandparents would buy them for me as I finished them.
Oh wow. So yeah, there's that. I also have a little bit of Sam and Max art here and there. I also want to show you guys some of my OCs that I've done. This one here is named Tiger Lily. She's a butterfly character. So this is just like a couple of examples of her powers that she has. So like when she's like stressed or angry, her skin starts to glow. In addition to having like destructive powers or by either like screaming or shouting. She also has a traumatic backstory, in case you guys didn't know. I know that's kind of like a Steven Universe reference, but
I know.
That's pretty much where my inspiration came from. So in
Every
case anyone
good
was
character
curious.
has an angsty backstory.
You know what? You know what though? I was looking at when you were scrolling down earlier. I saw a picture. I think it was of her. I was like, oh, I like that character, but I don't know who it is, so I can't point it out. And then
Do you want me to go back and kind of
I think it was up. It was above Sonic's head. Like keep going up.
above Sonic's head? Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
There aren't enough
Are you
bug
talking-
characters in Sonic. There are so many cool like design elements that could be played with.
It caught my attention because I really like how you did the glow.
Oh, thanks.
The glow effect is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, after watching Steven Universe, I kind of got some inspiration, and I also was reading a little bit of Evan Stanley's fan comic, Ghost of the Future. I also got some inspiration from there. And I also want to show you guys this other OC that I came up with. Sorry, my computer was glitching a little bit. So this is another Sonic OC of mine.
I love this angular art style.
Oh, thank you. I was actually inspired by the new Sonic 2022 trailer. You know, those that little glowy effects or whatever.
So this was a really recent great piece then.
Yes. So this Sonic OC's name is Sparks. Sparks the Lynx. He goes by he, him, or they, them pronouns, by the way. So he kind of has like these these patterns right here. I also gave him some of the patterns like right here on his clothes and his pants. I was trying to like mimic the colors from that particular pattern that Sonic was running behind, like I'm sorry, running in front of, and then I kind of wanted to like replicate that for this particular character, and then implement that for his outfit. Originally, I can show you guys his original design. He has more like a gray and black, which I felt like didn't quite make sense, and I felt like these particular colors didn't really like
gel together, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't really quite match the colors of those same exact patterns, so I had to change it to this. So yeah, another
the dark
one.
Blue with the purple is like a really good choice.
Oh, thanks.
It looks really nice.
Thanks. I was trying to like I was trying to figure out which colors would work best for Sparks. I was having a hard time with color most of the time. But then it took me like a long time to like really figure out what color his shirt would be, what color his collar would be, and his pants. It was very time consuming to figure out the colors overall. But this was like the result that I got when I was trying to figure out the color for him. And also I'm doing the 30 Days of Sonic Art Challenge. So this one here is day 1 title screen.
Well, I like that one.
Oh, thanks. So, I mean, you know, for this art challenge, it's kind of like a little bit challenging for me because I'm trying to do like every Sonic game in order, and I look at the list of words and I try to think about like which particular Sonic game would work best for this word. So, for example, like for companion, obviously Sonic 2, because Tails made his debut in that game. And then for past and future, I thought about Sonic CD, since past and future kind of relate to like time travel and like the time stones, and that this was like the only game that I ever thought about when I was thinking about those particular words. And then for hidden, I thought about Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So this piece right here is kind of like reminiscent to the cover art for Sonic 3. As you can see, I think I put Knuckles hiding in the bushes, and then Sonic and Tails are like looking around and whatnot. And then, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sonic 3 was the game that I thought about for hidden. And then this is my
reflection.
Yes, this is my most recent piece for the 30 Days of Sonic Art Challenge. This is Reflection. I thought about that one cutscene from Sonic Generations where classic and modern Sonic meet up. They kind of look at each other, and at first glance, they think of each other as like their own reflection. And for me, for this one, I kind of wanted to like for this piece, I kind of wanted to like represent the transition from classic Sonic to modern Sonic, which was like which occurred like around like the late 1990s, like towards like before the release of Sonic Adventure, which I think was like the time when Sonic was transitioning to like being like redesigned and quote soft rebooted for Sonic Adventure. Anyways, this was like the representation for the transition, and then for this next piece I want to show you is
oh, that looks so good.
Thanks. This is actually
Whoa.
work in progress. This next piece I'm working on is for day 6, artificial. This one was kind of difficult for me to think about because I really couldn't think of anything artificial in the Sonic series. The only thing I could think about was chaos. Because to me, I feel like chaos. I feel like he's made up of like artificial water energy. I think so. And so I'm trying to do like this one scene from Sonic Adventure where Sonic meets Chaos, and he's like then there's like this boss fight between Sonic and Chaos, and so yeah, it's this is currently a work in progress. I will be posting it like sometimes later today if anyone wants to check it out.
I would love to see that one.
Yeah.
It is time consuming, not gonna lie, because this piece does involve a background, and not gonna lie, backgrounds
all
are
artists.
the bane of my existence. So
Isn't that true for most artists though?
The bane of all artists.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just throw them out in the void like I do.
Indeed. So yeah, I guess this is all I want to show you guys for now. I'm hoping that I'll get to show you guys more next time. If anyone else wants to share their artwork, I don't want to like take up the whole entire time. So
Yeah, I'll just be real quick. Okay. Unless we're like absolutely out of time, I don't want to hold you guys up.
Yeah.
No, it's alright. I would like to see.
Okay.
We're not out of time, but I do have to get going pretty soon though. So
Okay, I'll be quick. I can go into my artist backstory later, but like long story short, I grew up with Sonic, and it helped me realize that I wanted to be a writer. And then later on, I got into doing Sonic art. After Sonic Forces came out, I took like a long leave from Sonic because I got bullied a lot for liking it as a kid, and it took me a while to feel comfortable getting back into it as an adult, because bullying really isn't fun. So I was not told that I would be on with so talented people. So my art is very much more cartoon leaning, with thicker lines, and I don't always have a lot of time to shade. These are 2 characters that I made in either 2018 or 2019 based off of 2 little wooden hedgehogs that came, because those little fall decorations where they look like they're made out of pine cones.
Ooh.
So I designed these 2 like fall inspired twins. And then I tried to keep this not very OC heavy, but I mostly draw OCs. This is Malcolm. He is my favorite Sonic OC because a while after Forces, I decided to see if I could come up with... I wanted to see what Forces would look like if there was a more charismatic villain. Like, because if you have the ability to manipulate reality, I feel like a fun angle to take that on would be like a game show host or something. Very much inspired by Mettaton. The Mod Mad episode from Teen Titans where they're like stuck in that area that he can just control and everything's just so weird to navigate around. And so he would use the Ruby to do more stuff like that, and levels would be really trippy because of it. This was a more recent piece I did. The lines are super thick because I made the canvas way too small.
Cute.
Thank you. As I
Wait,
said,
is that Belle?
It's
Huh?
Belle and Bokun
Yeah,
from Sonic
no,
X.
Oh my gosh, I remember Bokun.
when I grew up on Sonic X and Bokun was like my favorite Eggman lackey. I was like, he's the easiest one to draw if I ever drew any of these characters. And I liked the exploding TV gag.
Oh yeah,
And
that was funny.
I know most people found him annoying, but I just thought he was really cute, and I liked how expressive he was. And so when Belle was released, and it's very much like implied that Eggman built her, I was like, oh well, now I have two sweet children that belong to the Eggman Empire, and I decided to draw them together because I was like, Belle would love to have a little baby brother like Bokun.
Yay!
That would be really cute. Oh, yes.
I would love to see him come back. He probably won't, but I can keep him in my heart. This was an attempt I did at making my own kind of, I guess they're called Robians, or just like a robot character for Sonic. Me and my friends were making like self-inserts, so I'm very much into the green robot mad science aesthetic. And so I made this one called Graft, and this robot has the ability to like copy the abilities of living things via scanning them, and then the green things, like these little earpieces, would open up and with like a green mesh, so it could be like rabbit ears or dog ears. The hole up top is to make like maybe a horn, so that it copies the appearance of what it copied, and then it also takes on the abilities.
Oh, that's cool.
This is something I was working on. Like I said, I want to do like a redesign, rewrite YouTube series. So I redesigned Amy to make her more kind of like a historian of some kind, because she seemed to know a lot of lore in the original series. This design is very outdated. I drew this like 2 years ago, but I was still kind of proud of it. Last two. This one was for a series of adopts I was going to do, but my friend liked her so much that I gave her to him for free. I just wanted to make a bunch of like rat characters and various food themed dresses. And then this is the last one, what I'm most proud of, because it was one of the few days I actually had the focus and energy to do a fully shaded piece and a background. And this is like the only piece I've ever worked multiple days on. And this is a Sonic Boom shadow redesign, where he's been created by the ancients. So he has like the snakeskin details around his
I
eyes.
can kind of see that.
Oh wow!
On his eyes and on
amazing.
his gear, because I came up with a bunch of ancient lore, and it was like, oh, if they made weapons, they could use their shed skin to make like designs on it. So this is the piece that I'm most proud of in my entire Sonic collection.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you very much.
All right. Are we about to end it, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out how to go about sharing some final artwork from some of our viewers. I think Luis was handling that, and so I don't actually have the ability to do that, maybe. But I was telling somebody in the comments that I could try to show off like maybe 3 pictures, but Luis is telling me to maybe since he's not on, to wait for the next episode, and in the next episode we'll show off the whatever was submitted for this one.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
That sounds about good.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening, sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, so anybody who's watching who submitted something on Twitter or who wants to share something right now, I guess go ahead and you can submit it to like Twitter or Facebook or something, and Luis will handle that for the next Artwork live show or whatever other live show we're doing.
I have a quick question for that. For the people that are submitting their stuff, are they adding the Hedgehog Zone Twitter account, or is it a hashtag, or how is that working?
I see. That's something that Luis has posted on our groups, I believe. So I think it's something that they already know about it. I wasn't involved with creating that whole scenario. That's the only reason why I didn't really know. I was like, wait, what's going on? I'm out of the loop on this one. But See, that's why I don't like being left behind as a host, because I'm like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But it's fine. He'll solve everything. He's the magic genie of the group. And I'm glad that Luke was here with me today, because at least I'm not by myself. And also because you don't know which fox is which.
I'm sorry.
I think you're
I'm
the
sorry
middle
I
one.
Yeah, you're the
temporarily
middle one.
abandoned you
I'll
because-
definitely tell.
No, you don't know that.
Oh, I'm the real Axe.
They swapped computers.
No.
Hey, did
Oh my god.
Is it Luke, right? Did I get it right? Okay.
Yes.
Did he chaos control over the X's computer or
Yeah. The reason I'm in here is because of that fake fox.
Oh my gosh.
There's
So
an imposter among us.
the next time they leave me here to be like the host of these live streams, I'm going to leave and let my good friend Uganda Knuckles host the episode.
Oh.
And
Knows
it
the
will
way.
just be absolute chaos.
And that won't get old. An hour of the Ugandan Knuckles voice.
Just make sure Houston
You would
is here
think
for
so.
that.
Yeah.
let's just say last time he was here, it was actually pretty entertaining.
Oh god.
The
I
first
saw
time-
that episode.
And the first time he was here was also entertaining. So, yes, let that be known to any of the hosts who are watching this. My threats are not to be falling on deaf ears, but
you will meet his demands or else.
or else, yes.
Do not trifle.
$500 million. Okay, guys. So since that is it for the episode, first what we're going to do is have everybody go ahead and tell us where we can find you or at you or support you in some form or fashion. Let me go with you first, Jeff.
Well, I don't really have much. I mean, there's my Twitter account. I'm working on a YouTube to show off new additions to my collection as I get them on a monthly basis. But I don't really have any links to that readily available. So
I can pull it up for you if you want, because I just started following you not that long ago.
oh, gotcha. Yeah, I should somewhere in my comments, my posts on Twitter, I posted them. So, and I did just make one not too long ago.
Okay, there we go.
Twitter?
I got it. And posting it in the YouTube chat.
Perfect.
There we go.
Well, there you go. Now, especially for our art tier too. See, first we have Shady06.
Hello.
Hello. Did you also want people to go ahead and follow you and check out your artwork and stuff?
Sure, I'll plug that real quick. My full internet name that I go by is ShadySubject06, and you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr under those names. That's ShadySubject06. I say O because it's easier. Altogether, no spaces.
Nice. Okay. And then, and Luis actually has a banner for. Okay, so next I'll go ahead and plug in Sophia.
Okay. So you guys can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram under at @SSJ_Sophia. Same name. And yeah.
There we go. And then Honey.
All right. I only really have my Twitter account where I post stuff. I am maybe considering an Instagram at some point in the future, but for now, the tag that you're looking for is honey_bits. Pardon me. And also keep posted on the 30 challenge because I'm also doing that. It'll be artwork for every day until the anniversary, where I have something big planned for it. I'm sure everybody does here, though.
Looking forward to that.
Yep, it'll be definitely an uphill battle in the amount of time I put into it, but it'll be worth it to do the... Well, you only get to be 30 once, you know?
Right.
Awesome, perfect.
And yeah, that's it.
And real quick before this was the one for Jeff here.
Yep.
Yes.
That is it.
Okay. And then if you want, you can go ahead and plug in your own as well. Sonic Speed News.
Oh, okay. You can follow me at Sonic Speed News on Twitter. For my official account on Twitter, it's SSN_journalist. And Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Sonic Speed News. That's it.
All right.
Perfect. Okay, so then I think that's everybody, and thank you all for joining us here at the Hedgehog Zone Live. Be sure to check out future podcasts and live streams and whatever events they have planned going on. You can check out our Facebook at the Hedgehog Zone podcast and the Hedgehog Zone Sonic fans, and all that good stuff. And on Twitter, you just search for the Hedgehog Zone or the Hedgehog Zone podcast, and you can find pretty much like anything that has our icon on it, and that's what you're looking for there. They'll have posts on there to let you know what's coming up soon, and if there's any type of contests or giveaways, if there's any other events to take part in, any other topic that we'll be talking about that you might be interested in. And again, if anybody is interested in joining a podcast or live stream and they feel like they can contribute to it in some interesting way, whether it's discussion, art, collections, music, comedy, I don't know, who cares? just join, because I honestly, it's just fun meeting like a lot of new Sonic fans and letting them all have some kind of platform.
This was super fun. I'd like to come
was
back if
fun.
you'd have me.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely fun.
I want to do a podcast where we have like just a mix mash of past guests, you know.
That would be pretty awesome, yeah.
The callback episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and I'll be introducing a new character to our live streams named Professor Reeves, and he will be he'll be the guy to do all those callback episodes.
Oh goodness.
All right.
Looking forward to that already.
Luke met Professor Reeves just earlier this week, and it was great.
I sure did.
All right. Good morning, good night, have a good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Thank
Later,
you.
everybody.
Thank you. Have a
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right. So, and he has his little outro thing real quick.
Thanks for watching the Hedgehog Zone Live. You can listen to our podcast by searching for the Hedgehog Zone wherever you listen to your podcasts.